Good day and welcome to a fresh episode of the Sport Rep Show. My name is Jesse Jackson Kauraitha and I'll be your host for the next 25 minutes or so, where we'll be unpacking the latest sports news in and beyond Namibian borders. Of course, there is a lot happening in the sport fraternity and a lot of people speaking on things that they feel matters most to them. And now for the latest on the hit list. Today on the hit list, we start off with a football unionist and activist, that's Olsen Kahiriri, who has been vocal about the professionalization of the football league as well as clubs, the interest of players. Kahiriri believes that Namibia's football will not go far for as long as the league remains under the leadership or sole leadership of the NFA. He feels that it is about time that things changes in the Premiership. Kahiriri echoes the delays that have always been taking place before the start of the season. He has expressed concern already for the upcoming season, stating that the season begins in August for many of the football leagues around the world. But as things stand for Namibian football, he believes that it is quite tricky and difficult, even handling the contracts of players which are his clients. Let's hear from Olsen Kahiriri about this matter.
Master Kahiriri, welcome to the Sport Rep Show. Well, there has been talks that several clubs are willing to break away from the leadership of the NFA as the Premier League and have an independent league. What have you made of these calls, and do you think that it is justified?
Yes, thanks, Jesse, for visiting me at my office. No, it's professionalization of football is what one should support, because from my personal experience, the 2 weeks that I've now been engaging with my clients, which are the players, it looks like the way even their contractual obligations are structured and are very pathetic. There's no common standard as to contractual stability. Some are registered as amateur, some are registered as professionals, and there's no standard way of how these contracts ought to be set up and all these things. And that would see us what I'm seeing from the ground now. There will be a lot of battles when the league is about to start, on the basis of registrations of players, on the basis of what I've uncovered now when I'm assisting my clients in terms of them moving from clubs to clubs. And that boils up to professionalization of the game itself. Professionalization of football is long overdue. I don't know why we dismantled the Namibian Premier League and now we are starting from scratch. And every time you start from scratch, you will now have to start with the drafting of the rules and all these things in order for you to move professional. Now we are in the third, if I'm not mistaken, third season with a league being played under the NFA. And the NFA not indicating as letting this league go to become an entity on itself, because NFA's duty is to regulate football. They regulate football. They cannot run football. They must be able to regulate the game. Now, I support the clubs that says we need to run professional, because the rightful heirs of the league itself ought to be the clubs in that league at that current stage. Now, if it's run by the NFA, which is not part of the clubs, it becomes awkward because globally the league is run and owned by the clubs themselves that are in that league at that season. So the call to professionalize is long overdue, and I don't know how far the government is, because government made money available, which I believe is 50 million, to help the leagues to become professional. Now, I don't know when that would take center stage, because this is the time that these finances can be loomed into those discussions. Because you see, all the clubs are about to start the league in August. There's no indications as to when the Namibian Premier League is going to start. Are we going to start in December again, or November, or January? Because you remember the last time there was a delay, announcement of the sponsor, everything is in place or not. But these very same things are repeating themselves, because up until today, because when we speak about August starts from Friday. And we have not heard as to when the league is going to start. How does the clubs prepare and all these things? All these things are requirements of the league itself becoming professional. Because by now, the league, the teams that are in the Premier League's chairmen by now should have discussed the modalities of the league for season 2025-2026. But we don't see that, because us now will be compelled to start the league a little bit late and have double locks. I'm very shocked as to how our football is. Imagine our football times is been kicked. Football is kicked for 4 to 5 months. In a whole 7 months, there's no football in a calendar year. Now, if you want to have proper players, they are only active 5 or 6 months, and half of the 6 months they are not active. And 98% of these contracts are absent when there's no football. So I don't know what those who are in charge of football wants to do, but I would definitely 100% support the game itself to become professional. On that basis, then we will be stakeholders into this professional setup, and what we do is according to books. But now, today you engage, only some clubs behave in a professional manner, but the majority of them, they are still operating at the boots of the cars. They don't have offices, and this is a big concern. When the Premier League was here, the MPL, clubs were compelled to have offices. Nowadays, if you want to write a letter to a club, the other day I was struggling to write a letter to the club. I don't have their addresses. I don't know where I should get them, because there's an engagement that I must do with them. So this is how a quasi-administration is. So we ought to move to a professional setup.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, Kairiri has always been passionate and outspoken about matters in football, especially about the football players, since that he deals with some of the players' contracts and stuff like that. Remember, he was from the Players Union as well. We'll now go for a short break, and after that, we return with more news. Now, sports director Joanne Manuel recently had a message of inspiration and encouragement to the Bokyo team that left for Egypt to compete in the competition in that country. Joanne Manuel stating that the team looks prepared and has the powers and abilities to go and do well in that country. Let's hear from her.
And they say we all have a purpose on earth. Selma, maybe that is the purpose of you on earth, that God created you to come and help us grow Bosha. Now, Bosha. One person that we can think of is MDA. I'm sure they can give us database of people in wheelchairs so that we can grow the sport. Now, Selma, I don't know whether you have watched the movie Queen of Katwe. It's about Liputangonya. Yeah. Now, one thing that you must know as an African is that when you are a coach, you'll go beyond being a coach. You become a guardian to the athletes, and it will deep down in your pocket. So we almost want to thank your family for allowing us to take your time, for allowing us to move into your house. I don't know whether they even added electricity. and also coming from the north, I know North is very expensive. And do they still switch off on Sundays? As I said, we all have a purpose. And that is why it says we are differently abled. We are not disabled. Because when you are disabled, then you cannot do anything. We are just differently abled, you know? And with that different ability, if you sit, you'll find your purpose. And the athletes, your purpose is to represent Namibia. And you came, and we are telling you, go to Egypt and conga. Conga, and just remember that when you are descend onto Egypt, it is because of you that Egypt is going to be a center among all in the Bosha world. You are going to create temporary employment. You are going to create revenue income for the hotels, for the vendors. And that is the power you have as an athlete. Because if you don't do sport, then some of us will not have jobs. So just remember that it is you, the athlete, that make us and give us the world of sport. It's not the other way around. Even those talent management companies, they will not be managing athletes if you are not there. So we wish you all the best on your trip. Enjoy yourself. Represent us with dignity. And we trust that you'll bring the medals, because Para has always been the one to bring medals to the country. So we trust that you are going to bring it.
Taking flight has never been easier. Paratus is introducing Sky-Fi internet packages with speeds that will have you reaching for your seatbelts. Starting from $500 Namibian excluding VAT per month, with speeds reaching up to 10 megabits per second. There's even a prepaid option where you can top up your Sky-Fi internet for just $15 Namibian. Branch to find out more, or go to paratus.africa/Namibia to sign up online.
Always prepared, Paratus.
Now, as far as archery is concerned, you always hear the name Pony Weekly, very passionate about the sport, and this time around they were at the coastal town and hosted a competition that side. Let's hear from him.
Good morning. My name is Pony Weekly, chairman of AGA Namibia. We are here at the World Tournament, and things are going great. Today we have our knockouts. That's the top 3 teams of each country competing. And and then the number 3 will fall out, which will get bronze, and then number 2 and 1 will compete in silver and gold, and then the prize giving is at 6 o'clock in the big white tent behind the hall where they are shooting. And the most important knockout so far was between the national teams, Canada, South Africa, and then Namibia. And at this stage, I think the Namibian team did very well. They're in the knockoff. They really did shoot good. Our development team also did very, very good. Our AAG team did not make the knockouts, but I am full of hope for our development team and national team to do something good this year.
Now, Peter James Fisher was also one of the competitors at that event and also had his share of the say in terms of how proceedings went in that competition.
Hallo, my naam is Peter James Fisher. Ek was gekies vir die Namibiese eerste span vir boogskiet. Ons het baie uitgesien vir hierdie kompetisie. Ons het lekker gebraai met die Canada mense. En ons is ook gekies vir die top 3 wat mekaar gaan uitskiet vir die eerste, tweede en derde plek. En ja, ons sien baie uit vir dit. Ons het klaar geskiet. Ons wag nou net vir die eerste en die tweede plek om geset te word om weer uit te skiet. En ja, ons het baie voorberei. Ons is reg alles. En
The coast didn't lack of any entertainment as Walvis Bay School also held its competition there, a sports day. Let's hear from the members of the school.
Hi, my name is Vanan Viljoen. I'm the head of sport at Walvis Bay Primary School, and you are tuned into our annual sports day. The day takes place annually, whereby we invite schools from across the country. This year we have 13 schools here, and in total we have arranged 120 teams and more to come and participate in this prestigious event. Yesterday we had our hockey and the chess tournament that took place, and today we are hosting the netball from under 7 to under 13, as well as the rugby taking place on our main field. The mini program started this morning at 8 o'clock and is about to wrap up, whereby we will continue with senior games for the remainder of the day. Thank you to all those that came out and supported us. We really appreciate the initiative. Thank you.
Now there is young talent on the cards, and under-10s tennis champion Adrian Tromp was quite thrilled and excited for winning a competition recently held in Windhoek. Let's hear from him.
We are joined by Adrian. He's the winner of the under-10 singles. Adrian, congratulations on the win. How was that match for you?
It was great. I enjoyed it, and I am glad to win.
Right. And then, how do you feel about winning? I mean, is this your first under-10 title?
No, second.
Right. When was it first?
Last tournament in Swakop.
Oh, and how does that feel?
It feels great. I can't wait for the next tournament.
Taking flight has never been easier. Paratus is introducing Skyfi internet packages with speeds that will have you reaching for your seatbelts. Starting from $500 Namibian excluding VAT per month, with speeds reaching up to 10 megabits per second. There's even a prepaid option where you can top up your Skyfi internet for just $15 Namibian per gigabyte. No contracts, no fuss. Visit your nearest Paratus branch to find out more. Or go to paratus.africa/Namibia to sign up online.
Always prepared. Paratus.
Well, the debate about the top 8 football cup that's coming up has been ongoing with a lot of speculation and all. If you missed it, we did have an interview with Isaac Hamata, who spoke more and shed a light on this competition. Let's us hear from him once again.
Thank you. Again, what we can say is that through the efforts of the leadership of the FA, the Secretariat, FA has been able to acquire a sponsor for the top 8. But what we can say is that we are planning to make an official announcement with regard to who the sponsor is and when this competition will be played. So until then, no other further details can be disclosed at this point as per the agreement with the sponsor, because there are still some loose ends that we need to tie down. If we have managed to do that, then we are able to come back to Namibia and say, this is the sponsor that we have acquired, and this is when the competition will be played.
How important?
Look, any competition is important. You need a number of games in a season. So what this means for the players is that they will have more games to play. They will be fitter than they would be when they only played league. And you know, playing tournament football is different from playing league football. So you are able to adjust, to learn to adjust between the two. So that those from playing league and playing cup competitions, you are able to then look at who is it that you are able to pick for the national team, because in the national team it's about points. So who is easily adjustable to the different formats. And generally for Namibia, it puts more entertainment on the table. We attract more eyeballs, more feet to the stadiums. We provide entertainment. Obviously, those that win will have their fans celebrating that they have won the cup. So it's about creating an opportunity for people to live the football and experience the football that they have been yearning for all these years. The Top 8 Cup hasn't been there for a number of years. We are bringing it back, and that will really mean it's bragging rights for the team that wins and their supporters. And that's what Namibia should be all about. Football is about happiness. Football creates happiness, it creates joy, creates excitement, it gets people talking, social media buzzing, and you know, that's where football is played at the moment. It's how when you are the victor, you have the rights to tell anybody anything on social media, on the streets, in the bars, everywhere. So that's what football means for our people, and we hope when we do make the announcement that we'll all be ready to go to the fields to support our teams and generally make sure that football is the winner.
Our international correspondent Ariel Hart is on standby with the latest international news. From me, Jesse Jackson Kauraitha, it is goodbye.
Sports news, and starting off with soccer news first. It is English Premier League. The new Premier League season in Britain starts on the 15th of August. The first game will be defending champions Liverpool playing Bournemouth. And the news from Liverpool is that it looks set that Luis Diaz is a player that they will lose to Bayern Munich. It is Bayern Munich that made a second offer to Liverpool of €65 million, and it seems like Liverpool will accept that. Also, Liverpool busy to make a formal offer, that is to Newcastle, and that is for the services of Alexander Isak. And Isak is 25 years old, and he plays for Swedenese international football as well. The Newcastle looking to sign a new goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper of Southampton, that is Aaron Ramsdale. And Adam Ramsdale is not going to play in the English Premier League as Southampton has been relegated. So this is a chance, if he can make a contract with Newcastle, it is a chance for Aaron Ramsdale to still play in the English Premier League for Newcastle. Moving on to tennis news, it's a Canadian Open that started. It is still first round games, and it is Mackenzie McDonald of the USA. He beat David Goffin of Belgium 6-4, 6-4 in the first round. And then also a good result for Chris O'Connell of Australia, beating Cheng Hsin of Taipei by 6-1 and 6-2. On the women's side of the Canadian Open draw, it is Emma Raducanu of Britain. She beat Elena Rosset by 6-2 and 6-4. And then Diane Collins of United States beating Victor Tomara. That was 6-3 and 7-5. That was in the first round. That's Canadian Open tennis. Closing off today's international sports news with cycling news, it is the Tour de France Femme that started the women's race, and it is stage 3 that was concluded. It was a sprint to the finish line, and it was Lorena Wiebes of the Netherlands that was in first position. It was Mariana Vos in second, also from the Netherlands, and Ellie Wollaston of the USA in third position. It is still Mariana Vos with the second position that remains in the yellow jersey. It is she's leading at the moment in a combined time of 8 hours, 19 minutes and 6 seconds. In second position at the moment is Kim Lecourt of Mauritius. He's 6 seconds behind the leader Mariana Vos, and it is Lorena Wiebes after her win in stage 3 that's now up into 5th position overall. She's 16 seconds behind the leader Mariana Vos. That is the Tour de France Femme that will finish this coming weekend. That's international sports news for today. Hope you have a great sport day. We talk international sport again.